Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new edition of the Fivers Futures Live. I'm Dave, your host, and it's going to be another fun and exciting one. And as usual, I have Alejandra. How you doing, Alejandra?
Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm great. How are you?
Good. Hanging in there, hanging in there. As we said, broadcasting from an undisclosed location, but I see the internet is cooperating, so we're gonna make it work. I'm actually in a trade here. Was going trying to long on the M&Q. Started to work, so we'll
Already?
see if it holds.
Okay.
Taking risks this morning. Not too again, like I like to say, paper hands on this one. Not too confident on it. We'll see.
Mhm.
What about you? Tell me. You were about to tell me about gold, by the way.
Yeah, I was just about to say, okay, let me set this up. I'm seeing gold hold this 4 hour demand here. I would be really curious because I don't really trade like before market open. But futures sometimes it'll give us like a pretty good setup before market open. So I'm wondering if it's going to hold this level here or if it's going to come down and sweep before it goes. So I was just trying to see if I can get in tune with my superpowers and feel the energy of gold today.
We'll see.
Yeah, because it's
Uh,
holding this area here. So we just got another higher low on a 1 hour time frame. So
yeah.
I would say it's in
I
the
mean,
middle of this range. So I would like it to come back down before I can take a long, but I might have already missed it. I'm not sure.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I could see a clear descending trend here, holding from about what is it, 4,103 to where it is now. That blue line, is that a moving average or is that VWAP or what?
It's VWAP.
Nice. So I
I don't
think
even know why I have it up. Oh
no,
wait,
we asked
no.
you last time. I was like, "What is it, VWAP?" And you're like, "Yeah, it looks pretty or something."
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think what is it? It's kind of embarrassing.
It says moving
Moving
average.
average. Yeah. Is it a
Yeah,
30 or what?
yeah, it's a 30 period arithmetic, which means
Yeah.
it's not exponential.
Oh,
It's like the
okay.
basic ones. The exponential ones weigh the more recent prices a little bit heavier,
All right, let's
so
do
it
the
adjusts
9
faster.
EMA.
I like it. I like it.
Thing. I was watching this guy that was like, "Oh, I used the 9 EMA, and if it's below it, we're bearish, and if it's above it, we're bullish." And I was just like,
The
"Okay,
the 90 MA. I got fooled by moving averages on my
yeah,
first month, I think, trading. I was watching this dude trading. He was trading crude oil, funny enough. And he was like, "Yeah, when this moving average crosses over the other moving average, that's when I take the trade." And I thought that was it. And I started trading the sim, traded it for 2 weeks, and things went great. I waited for those crosses, and they seemed to magically work each time.
uh-huh,
But as soon as I started putting real money behind it, they stopped working. So I don't know.
huh? Maybe it's psychological."
I think, yeah, it's definitely psychological, but I was just beginner's luck.
Oh,
I was about to say my doorbell is ringing because somebody's here. How you doing?
How is everyone doing? How are you today, Alejandra? Nice to see you again, Dave, and everyone watching. I'm so happy to be here.
Happy
oh,
to have you. You know what? We're gonna put some stage lights for Victor because I don't think Victor's ever gotten stage lights.
oh.
Thank you. I feel honored. The
Nice.
about what you just mentioned, because of course I was in the background listening very actively to the conversation, not eavesdropping. And I I mean, that's not even possible. This is public YouTube, but you get the point. It sounds funny. Um, I think well, especially with crude, Dave, commodities, they can
Hmm.
be very trendy, and
Yeah.
they trend when they do trend. They're typically no they oh, not a lot, not every time, but a lot of the times they're driven by something geopolitically that is huge, it affects crude especially, but other commodities, assets as well. So whenever it has a trend, it tends to stick to that trend for a long time compared to other assets. And if you're trading EMAs, even nine maybe, well, it depends on the time frame, but nine is very, I mean, that's momentum trading. That's like the move itself.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could be catching easily the direction, the momentum of those days, and it makes perfect sense. So you will have that on equities as well, like indices. Whenever the market is really moving, you can easily, well, relatively easily, you can just pick the side where the MAs are pointing towards, and you will catch the trend, or at least a piece of it. The only thing is, and you mention it quite rightfully so, that it only works in EMAs are great for trendy markets because
Hmm.
that's what they one of the big strongholds, big strong part is that it gives you a good indication of the trend. But whenever it goes sideways, you're in trouble, and reversals, you're in trouble as well, especially at the beginning of the reversal where the EMAs are lagging. You'll be in the opposite direction because you'll think it will continue and it's reversing. So I think, but I mean, as with every tool and every indicator and everything we do, the trick isn't in following all the time, it's knowing when to use it, when not to use it, what it actually tells you, right? Not blindly following something because whoever is doing it or using it and supposedly they're having this result or that result, but by recognizing what the tool is for, and using it on the opportunity when the opportunity is for that specific tool, for that function that you're looking for. Just like a driver, I mean, not to be used with a nail. Very
Yeah.
simple, but I mean,
I
it
totally understand, totally agree with you there. But the little caveat in my case was it was my first week of trading, so I thought it was just magic. You just follow these two because I had just discovered trading and had seen. So the way I discovered
oh,
trading, just to make a quick side note here, is I saw this YouTube video about this DoorDasher and this trading influencer, and they were comparing how much they made in the day. The DoorDasher made 40 bucks, and the influencer made $11,000 in a day. I was like, wait, what? He made $11,000 just clicking buttons? And so I was instantly interested, and I thought it was just you see these two lines. I can't even remember now. I think it was a combination of the MACD and an EMA, and it was like if these two lines cross, you just buy and whatever. And I tried it for the first week, and probably I can't remember, it's been too long now, but I think it was a trending market. He was trading crude
yep.
oil, and everything was just working. When the market's trending, going up to the right, you just press buy and hold long enough, it'll work. And that first couple of weeks, I was trading the sim, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to retire in 6 months. Well, here we are.
It's right. It's the story of our lives. Right? Don't we all have that kind of similar experience? Right? You think when you get into trading, especially at the beginning, it seems so easy. I got this. You take
Yeah.
either a couple of classes or courses, or someone showed you something, a little strategy. You got the strategy. You test it. It's profitable. You only test it with maybe with 10 or 20 trades, but it doesn't matter. It's profitable, and you think
Yep.
it's going to be profitable forever, regardless of the market condition. And that's it. You got a money printing machine here, and you're ready to resign your 9 to 5.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I
Guys,
thought, man,
I have
how
to
is not
step out for
everyone
just
doing
a minute.
this? All
All
right,
right,
no
no
problem.
problem, Alejandra. Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, it's very recognizable. I was gonna say, but yes, it is. It's normal, right? And that's actually not a skill, but I guess it's a skill. I think you call it skill, but expectation management. That's a
Yep.
thing, a real thing in trading, perhaps in many things, in not only in trading, but especially in trading, because of there's no ceiling. The potential is the sky is the limit, and in theory, it kind of is, and in reality, it also kind of is, but it's not like that. It's
Yeah.
way less than you think it is, and then even less than that. So I mean, it's very possible, but not as feasible or as attainable as you think. Especially at the beginning, you think it's, I'm gonna give this a couple of months and I'll have this. I'm smart. Everyone says that. I'm smart.
Yep.
I'm whatever. I've done this, done that. I know I can do this. Come in with a lot of confidence, only to understand that it's not only about confidence. You gotta really have substance, skill,
Yep.
edge. Otherwise, the market will smack you with that confidence and send you back home with a sore bottom.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And once you, the tough part, when you're finally, you kind of understand how price action moves. You have a decent strategy. You found a little bit of edge and whatever, and then it's all mental, right? It's just becomes all mental. And yeah, I thought it was going to be the holy grail and it was going to be easy, but it hasn't. It wasn't the case. I'm curious, how did you? I don't know if I've asked you this question before, or I probably have, but how did you discover trading?
Well, it's a long story short. I was always been
You have
interested
2 hours,
in.
Victor.
I've always been interested in the financial markets.
Okay.
So whenever at 18 already, I was into mutual funds and out of curiosity, out of interest, and even though I didn't study anything related to financial markets, I was always wanted to know investing, trading, and even options. I remember I didn't understand options that well, but I made something like, I don't know, 800 euros.
Nice.
Just buying and selling, something very simple.
Hmm.
Um, and but it wasn't. I wasn't able to reproduce that in any degree at all. Just beginner's luck, basically. And
Yep.
then I let it go, and I think a couple of years later, I think maybe even like 7 years later, then I started actually trading. And that was CFDs, but not the CFDs we know today. It was slightly different. I think the broker has been taken over. But anyways, and I made, and this is when I got hooked. I
Hmm.
made I started with over 1,000, I think maybe 1,200, something like that. And in a
Hmm.
period of about 11 months, I made up to, at a certain point, it was like 36,000.
Oh, wow,
And
nice.
I remember I thought same thing as you did. I said, I went to bed one day, one night at the end of this was at the end of that streak,
Hmm.
and I had like, I don't know, 29,000, and I went to bed and woke up at 3 or 4, looked at my phone, and it was like 34. I said, "What? Just went to bed a couple of hours ago. This is it. I'm
Yeah.
changing careers. I'm going to be dedicating myself to this, and I'm a genius. I'm a complete genius. I knew I was smart, but this is actual genius." Anyway,
Yeah.
turned out it was the market. It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was the
So
right condition.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was using EMAs and buying whenever it looked like it was gonna go up, and it did for
Nice,
a long time. That was gold around 2008, 2009, and that was it
nice.
was going parabolic. And uh, but anyways, afterwards, I couldn't hold much of that. I stopped at, I don't know, maybe 20 something, because I couldn't make I couldn't make it anymore. I was just losing afterwards.
Yeah.
And I let it go again for another many years, until I actually started learning about trading. And it that's so it's a long story basically. So I had different stints with trading before I actually got to dedicate myself completely and actually learn the skill. And and I'm now, from the last time, I'm about 8 years now from I really started, and the rest is history.
Nice, nice. That's
So
great.
so which one is it? Is it the all the way back when I started with mutual funds? I don't call that trading. Is it with the gold rush in 2008, 2009, or is it when I actually started learning about trading, and doing it properly in 8 years ago or so?
I mean, I think you have to consider all of it, but yeah, you could definitely segment it in different periods because
Hmm.
proper trading is probably when you started the last
Yeah.
time and stuck to it. But I mean, I think that mutual fund part is important because at least I mean, not the mutual fund, just the mutual fund, and also that streak you had with gold because you found out that you could actually generate a profit
Yep.
with the market, right?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And actually, I had a similar experience with, after gold. I went into automated trading, and I made
Oh,
something
nice,
similar. I had a similar, not a similar, but a similar experience. I had a different strategy, and I put in 1,000, and after, I don't know, 10 months or so, that thing blew up to become 19, 21, something like that, 1,000. And I thought,
nice.
no, this is it. I Automated trading is the way to go. Forget about gold. This is it. No,
This is it. You
that
found
was,
the holy grail.
but that was, of course, wasn't what you think. Of course, it's just a good period, good run, and the edge was gone after. I think it had multiple losses, and then equity curve started coming down, and you understand, it's not as constant as you think, right? So it's
Yep.
managing your expectations, understanding that an edge can decay, can transform, and unless you are a trader who's able to explore and find edge, you're always going to be in this cycle where you find something that works until it doesn't work anymore, and then you're without anything again for a period. Then you find something that works, and you're going to be, that's basically boom and bust, right? So you
Yep.
you win some, you lose the same or even more,
Yeah.
um,
They call it.
until
Oh yeah. There's. I thought you were going to talk about strategy hopping. Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah, yeah, until would you like to, yes, do, please, do come in, uh, until you find, the skill of finding edge. And I think
Yeah.
that's even more important than learning how to use an indicator, which is part of that skill, by the way. But it's not one indicator. It's about how do you find edge.
Yeah.
It's like learning to how to fish, instead of just learning how to do one thing that fishers do, one little action that fishers do. That's not the only thing that they have.
Are we
They
talking
have to do
about building
everything.
edge?
I beg your pardon.
Are we talking about building an edge?
Yes, about building, about exploring, about
Mm-hmm.
investigating, researching, and building it, build your system around that edge. I think that is the holy grail. That skill. It's
I
not
love that.
about it's not about the indicator. It's not about the strategy. It's about
Mhm.
that skill of knowing. It doesn't matter where you are in your training journey. It just takes time and effort, and you put in that you will put in, and you will be able to find some edge
Yeah, for sure.
by and you can't control how long it takes. Some may take
That's
a couple
true.
of weeks. Some will take months, but it doesn't really matter. Just a matter of it's not if, it's just when, right? If you once you have the skill, once you know how to build, collect data, good observation, collect data, do technical, do statistical analysis. I mean, and to find, is this edge a bias? Is there any biases in your data that your conclusion isn't correct? What is it that I'm measuring? Is it actually my skill, my edge, or is it the market as it was with gold with me?
Hmm.
Yep.
And having that skill is, you become completely independent, right? So you don't need anyone else, just time and effort, and keep on working on it until you build not one but multiple edges, and you refine them with time and so on. To me, that is being a trader.
That is the thing, as they call it. I
Mm.
think edge, which is a term that kind of got on my nerves at the beginning because I was like, what are they talking about? Everybody's like, no, find your edge, find your edge. Um, what does that mean? English not being my first language, it was kind of a struggle at the beginning. But
I didn't
yeah,
know
I
that.
mean that
Wait, is
what?
Spanish your first language?
No, French is my first language.
What?
Yeah,
Tu parles français?
oui, je parle français. Um,
That's so cool.
yeah, English is not even my second language actually. So,
What is it?
um,
Spanish?
Spanish is my fourth language actually. My English is better than my Spanish. Anyways, this is not Duolingo, so but no, I couldn't understand. Finally, I understood it. But it's I think probably the most important thing, for lack of a better term, in trading is having that edge because nothing else will save you.
Mhm.
Good management, good risk management, good psychology, all of that. It won't save you if you don't have a positive EV, positive expectancy of your trading. So
A
Yep.
good woman will save you.
Aw.
a good woman. Okay.
I I never heard that before.
I guess we're lucky to have Alejandra on stream.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Let's hit these charts, guys. I mean, I love the talk, but I know these traders want to see the charts. They want to see. You saw me in a trade. I was just getting my feet wet.
Yeah, I'm
Caught a
I'm
little bit of a
short. I'm
long
in
here.
queue.
You're short M and Q. Nice. Five
Yeah.
minutes before the open. It looks like it might drop. We'll see. I was just
It's
getting my
dropping
feet wet.
already. My profit target is 29,600.
Well, you're almost there. Let's switch to your screen, make it a little bit more entertaining. Good morning to everyone. Alessio, hi, how you doing? He said literally the same story for himself 6 years ago. So I guess he started trading and realized it wasn't just about printing easy money. We have IG6207 in the house. Welcome back. Void is in the house. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. By the way, guys, prediction markets are live, right? Predict who's going to win, and you have the chance to possibly winning an account. It's going to be Brazil versus Japan. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, but you can go and win a free account.
So how
So
does that work,
Alejandra,
Dave? How does that work?
I'm going
Everyone
to
who
show it.
chooses Japan will win if Japan wins?
So they enter, they predict the score, and if they predict correctly, they get a chance to win because it's a raffle,
Ah, I see. So from
right?
the winners, from the right predictors, they a winner will be chosen.
Exactly. Multiple winners actually, and they have the chance to win free evals. So I added the link
Nice.
in the description. I'm going to show you guys in a bit how it works, but I think we all want to watch Alejandra printing profits as usual. So looking good here. I see your short 3 contracts. We call her the shorting queen. We don't want to call her the short queen, the shorting queen here because Alejandra likes to see things go down. She dresses in red because she likes blood in the water.
It's funny.
And your TP is almost hit, Alejandra. Another 40 points, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Yep. Should be nice and easy
I
trade. I
like it.
wanted to take it on my real account, but um, on my real account, I'm actually looking for gold longs. So I'm waiting for it to come back down to this area on the 60-minute time frame, but I'm gonna look and wait on the 15-minute. So here's the thing about trading as well, is when you have an edge, right? Like my edge is long at the demand area and short at the supply area, and it's typically on the 15-minute or the 1 hour, unless we are on like a very important psychological area on the daily time frame. So in this case, I see it holding here. We already broke the downtrend with this push here, but we are in a descending little 15-minute trend here. So I'm really curious to see if it's going to hold 40/50s or if it's going to come back down to 40/30s. I would like to take longs at 40/30s if it comes to sweep these lows before it can continue to go higher. Now, I'm not really like a breakout trader. I don't trade that way, but I was also, because this is a new setup for me that I've seen on gold. I would be really curious to see if it actually just holds this area and it breaks above here and then it holds. I will I will take longs at this level here if it does do that. But I'm not trying to rush it. I'm not gonna force it. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens here.
Let's
Let
see,
me
let's see,
manage.
let's see. If we get that breakout, that would be interesting. But knowing the asset, knowing gold, it
Yeah.
could move sideways a lot before taking off, or it
Yeah.
could just take off and not give you time. So
Yep.
interesting way to approach it. I'm wondering, Victor, how would you approach entering that particular trade? Because it's looking like a pretty nice setup on gold.
Yeah.
Let me take a look on. I'm gonna check my charts in the meantime. Oh, I'm not sharing mine, right?
You're
Let
not.
me
You're
let me
hiding
do
the
that.
screen, Victor. You're hiding
I'm
the
I'm
secret
I'm
sauce.
not only
What's
hiding
going on,
my face. I'm hiding everything.
man? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Why are you hiding your face? Oh, we're open.
Market is open. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Oh, stop me
No,
out.
the raw truth is, Alejandra, I am
Woo, there we go.
completely
Profit target hit.
Nice.
nice.
Done. Bye, guys.
Done. See you next time.
See you
See you
tomorrow.
next time. That was beautiful.
Yes, that was a good one. I like it. Actually, I'm not too. I don't trade like that, but I really like how you did it.
Thank you.
Yes, I do.
I admire myself sometimes.
Wow. Humble much?
Hey, it took me a lot of stress and tears. I need to be proud of myself.
No, pat yourself on the shoulder. Yeah, we are virtually doing that for you.
Indeed,
Thank you.
indeed,
All right.
indeed. Let's
So,
give us.
and actually, the
Woo.
scared the hell out of me. I have the volume too high.
Sorry, Victor. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good. I was gonna say, the whole crowd is proud of you, Alejandro. The whole crowd is proud of
Aw,
you. Everyone
thank you.
is here.
Thank you. Thank
Um, All right. So the on gold, what I would let me go back to the what I see. What we see is broken structure, and market is not having follow through as coming back. So what else do we see on the higher time frame? So that means I'm not going to be taking anything on the higher time frame, and on the lower, let's see, on the hourlies, we are at a nice place for a reaction, bullish. But that's on the H4, so we need, it hasn't reached it yet. So I'll wait for that level to be, that area to be reached before I start looking for longs. And until then, I'm not doing anything, right? So on the all my trades basically on my main strategy. All my trades are based on the H4. So if the H4 isn't ready, I'm not participating. That keeps me patient, because otherwise, if I go to the 1 hour of 15, I might see things here, things that might attract me, and I start building my case. But if the H4 is not ready, I'm not doing anything. So one thing is I would go for long. I would look, just by looking at this time frame, from going long that area and up to this H4. However, I'm aware that on the daily, this is not looking great. So this is the demand area that was taken out. So that means that
Wow.
probably, we're going to be having some kind of a, this scenario is very, not very likely, but very possible, I would say. So, but until then, of course, I want to be trading what I see on the H4, and that is there's a demand zone. We're coming into that area, so I'm going to be looking for. Let's see. Do we have? There's no reversal. Notice how we have no reversal. The neckline, or the break of the structures all the way up here, and until then, we should should expect that even though there might be counter trends, and we are in one of those counter trends, eventually, this whole point is this whole uptrend here. I mean, from this point to that, this is an uptrend, but it is a counter trend to the actual principal or primary trend, which is going lower. And let's see, and in between, do we have something else? We did break, looking quite weak. Look at that. We broke that level, that H2. So that's not going to be helping us anything anymore. And up here, I don't see, well, maybe we could build our case. There's nothing here. There is an internal quasi, so I would perfectly be able to take a long based on if there is a structure here. That will be the head, left shoulder. Let me double check that is indeed possible. What's the low? And actually, it isn't possible. So there's no H1 quasi there. And that tells me that there's not even a reversal here, and that makes the case it makes this move up less likely, because the market hasn't even shown us on the smallest hourly time frame a reversal pattern. That's an indication that the market is weak and is likely to eventually continue lower at some point. Either could be today, but it could be later this week. Who knows? Or it could switch later on as well. But I don't have any quasis. I only have this H4, but no reason to go long, basically. I need something on the H1 to tell me. So that could be maybe a new quasi that hasn't been formed yet. That could be a reason for me to get in. Safe that I'm not touching this. And I'm not going
So
short at this level either, because I would be going short from this level, and it's not there.
So you would need to see a quasi structure formed on the hourly chart to be able to take a test along, and even then, it wouldn't be something you would be holding long time because it would be a counter trend
Exactly.
trade essentially. Okay,
Exactly. It would be
interesting.
something for a session, half a
Yeah.
day, maybe a day, maybe an overnight even, but that's even pushing it too much. But because as you can see here, these swings are about 3 to 4 4-hour candles. What's that? 3 times 4, 12 hours. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't be holding this for much longer because otherwise you'll see this up and down, which is, you don't know, if it does something like that, and then you're completely underwater, stop out, and so on.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I based my trades on the H4, and I need a reason, and a quasi could be a reason. That's not the only reason, but that could be one reason to start looking. But I need like multiple hourly time frame telling me the same thing. Like this
okay,
area, something that overlaps in here, is a good area to go long. Not only on the H4, but let's say the H2, the H1. And once I have that, and the market is in that area, and I can go then to the minutes and start looking, because I can look now for trades. I mean, but that's not the way that I trade. I want to keep catch a hourly move, uh, but on the minutes. But I need to
got it.
have that hourly move in order to go to the minutes. And otherwise, I'd be I'll be trading in a lot of noise basically.
Yeah. So
Um,
you're doing a top to bottom analysis before you take any
Hmm.
trades.
Really quick.
Yeah.
So I have these two levels here, 29,700, and it's really cool how we all trade differently, but I just want to kind of share my thoughts just in case anyone wants to look at the
Hmm.
market the way that I also look at it. And then I have this level down here at 29,300, so 400 point move. If it closes below and it retests, I will look for shorts at this level, and I'm gonna risk above the white line here and aim for this level down here. I would love to maybe hold a runner all the way down to 28,900. So we'll see how that goes. I decided to take a short on gold to see if it'll just give me a short to this level down here at 40.44. I'm only risking $100, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm almost close to funding this eval, so I'm not trying to force it. If it happens today, it'll happen today. Otherwise, maybe
Nice,
tomorrow.
nice,
All
Alejandro.
right. We will see. We will see. We will see. I am actually in a trade here, and I'm doing what I usually like to do. I am counter trading my thesis. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I've told Victor that multiple times, but I'm long actually on the ES.
Okay.
I'll show you guys really quickly. So I'm long on the ES. My stop loss is around this wick here, and the minute the long stops working, it will reverse and put me in a short because my bias is actually short. But until I'm proven wrong, I'm holding the long. Why? Because I think there might be continuation to the upside for us to test higher levels of liquidity around those, call it 7500s, before we actually get the down move. So we'll see. Just because I saw, I didn't see follow through on the ES. The ES has been looking a little bit more, a little stronger than the NQ. So
Oh,
the
really?
minute that starts working, then my bias flips automatically, and I do that from time to time.
Interesting. I like how we all trade different.
Yeah,
No,
What
like,
I
it's
like is when we all line up, when our analysis lines up. That I like, and then we all take similar trades and they work out, but we all looked at the thing differently, right? It's like somebody's using a hammer, somebody's using a drill, somebody's using a screwdriver, but we're all kind of building the same part.
yeah,
as a team. Go
I
ahead.
think that's the beautiful part of trading is like how we were talking about earlier, building the edge. It's like I was so annoyed as well when people were like, "Well, what's your edge?" And I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And not until I found the short bear, he's kind of the one that got me into, understanding what an edge meant. You know what I
Yeah,
just realized? Sorry. I just realized I'm also going against my analysis on gold. I wanted this level for longs, and now I'm like shorting it. So I'm gonna get out and analyze.
All right.
That's
For those who actually are wondering, what is an edge? What does the term edge means? I think the way I got to understand it was something, anything that allows you to have a positive expectancy over time. Then people might be like, David, you're just making it more complicated. What it means is that you have something, anything, or a combination of things that when if you take 100 trades or 1,000 trades over these 100 or 1,000 trades, you will end up positive. That's all an edge is, right? I couldn't understand it before, but to me, that's how I understood it. It's like whether, for example, like Victor, you do your top-down analysis, then you need to see certain specific conditions met in order for you to take the trade. You combine that with how you risk, how you manage the trade, all of these things. That is your edge, because all of these things united are what that's what's going to make you positive. For Alejandra, for example, it might be not only how she sees the trades, but her realizing that she's more comfortable shorting and she does better shorting. So she'll take much more short trades than long trades because maybe she might not be maybe she might be affecting her account a lot more by going long, even though I think she's going long right now. But so yeah, it varies for each person, and you kind of have to proceed by trial and error and gradually find out, okay, what is my edge, what works for me, what doesn't. Maybe it's a time frame thing. You might be very impatient like me, and I know that it's very hard for me to hold trades longer than a day, but I can hold a trade for a decade. So it's either less than a day or more than 5 years for me. so it all depends on your personality, and you find out what works for me. I see some questions in the chat, by the way. We have Ezekias. How you doing? Asking for giveaways. Well, this is the month of giveaways. um I'm going to switch to my screen just for a second. By the way, the trade the long is starting to take off. I didn't have time to add, but we'll let it work. It's a small trade, just to
breaking out.
just to satisfy my mental need to be in the market. So
That's
yeah,
funny.
speaking of edge, you know what I realized?
Huh.
Ever since my equity curve had been hugely affected ever since I started live trading and live streaming, and I think I talked about it with Victor a while ago off camera.
Hmm.
And I was like, what is going on? Why am I like I wasn't doing great. And I realized it was the live streaming affecting the trading, all the distraction, whatever, and I
Mhm.
couldn't be hyper focused. And then I did an analysis on my trading, and I realized all my good trades, all my great trading happened from noon to 2, exactly after the stream. So I decided, okay, on stream, I'm going to be trading tiny size. I'm only going to be trading the account you see there. I won't, because I would be trading this account, my brokerage account, my other prop firm accounts, whatever. And it's like it's too, plus you're managing the stream, plus you're talking, and it was just affecting me. And I decided, okay, we're gonna cut it. It's been 6 months. I have 6 months worth of data. The data says, David, stop doing all these things at once. So that's part of finding out what is your edge, what is not. I know my edge is not trading multiple accounts while I'm live. So there you go.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's a good one.
A good exercise is for anyone. It doesn't matter how much years of experience or days of experience you have. Is to define your edge. What is it that makes you profitable if you are profitable? If you
yep.
can't define it, then you don't know where the edge is. it could be you're doing 10 things and maybe a few of them are the edge, but you don't know which ones.
Yep.
And so define, that's a very good, and sometimes you can't define it, but you know it's something to do with one of these two or three things, and maybe you still have to figure it out later, but at least you know you can narrow it down to, okay, not taking longs all the time because I have a tendency to go long too quick, or I have a better eye as Alejandra to go short, and that is part of your edge perhaps, right? So or waiting, being patient.
Yep.
Some people, I'm one of them, I learned the hard way that being patient is what I need to be in order to be profitable. Whenever I start, just shooting from the hip, shooting whatever that seemingly is attractive and is starting to move, that's when I am stepping out of my edge. A long time ago, I understood that, but before I did, it cost me heavily. But once you understand, okay, so all right, I need to have a system, for example, a very structured. Everyone needs a system, but I mean, I need a structured system, like something rule-based system as much as possible. That's where I thrive. And things like that. I mean, if you can define it, and if you cannot define it, then make sure you do whatever it takes to be able to define your edge. And if you don't have one, get one.
There you go. It's funny. You said being patient is your edge. I found out, and by the way, guys, you can use AI to help you with that because AI is very unbiased. I found out very specifically that being impatient is part of my edge because
Cool.
the data says if I am in the trade, and that's over the last six months, I can't remember how many trades, but anyways, if I am in a trade and the trade is not green within the first 3 minutes, I don't even have to hold it because all my profitable trades never go underwater.
Okay.
So basically, the data says that usually when I take a trade, I'm instantly in profit, or it's usually a losing trade. I can't remember what the numbers are, but statistically, the AI told me if you're in a trade and you've been holding it for longer than 3 minutes, you don't even need to hold it because it's likely not going to be profitable. So
And you're
I
you're
was
in a
like,
loss, you mean?
interesting. Yeah, I would either take a loss or a break even trade
Okay.
because all of my winners, like an overwhelming amount of my winners, are instantly profitable.
But that's being impatient with your losers.
Um,
Because with your winners,
well,
do you have to be impatient as well? What does the data tell you? Do you need to be
it's being
patient or
impatient.
impatient with your winners?
No, 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 no. It's being impatient with my losers, and I'm naturally impatient with my losers because the data also says that I hold my winners 11 times longer than my losers, which is interesting. So that's not the problem there. The problem is, well, not the problem. It's just it was saying um, if based on your data, if a trade is a loser, you don't even need to hold it, basically. Like if it's a loser and it hasn't been converted into a winner within the first 3 minutes of you entering the trade, based on the data, you don't even need to hold it, which I found interesting. Anyway,
Yeah, and it makes
by
a
the
lot
way,
of sense.
sorry.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, the thing is, there's as with everything, right? Outside, inside of trading, uh, you know, there's an optimal level, and there's
Yeah,
a place and a moment to be different things. Being quick on making your decisions, or waiting for everything to line up, to be selective. There's a moment to be aggressive, and there's a moment to be completely allergic to any risk. And with time, you found this about you, right? That and about the way that you trade, that how you need to, how long, how tolerant you need to be of your drawdowns, intra trade, that is, not equity drawdowns, but your intra trade. So with during the trade, the conclusion was to you that you don't have to be very tolerant, right? They have to, you know show me the money basically, or walk away, right?
Yeah.
Are you still
I mean,
holding the
and
long?
again, I'm still holding the long. And
Damn, good job.
it's based on the past 6 months of data. Okay. I'm just
Mm.
talking about the recent data based on how my traded shifted while I'm live streaming. It's not the data for the past whatever 6 7 years. It's just this 6 months. I limited it to the 6 months. So I don't know. It was a lot of interesting findings that maybe I'll share. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's very good. But where I was going to is that the same way as, specifically on the losers, on the drawdown from the losers, you have an insight. Same thing
Hmm.
can be on about everything about trading. For example, the winners, or about, do you close at the end of the day or not? Do you what trade do you hold overnight?
Yeah.
Just about everything. There is a optimum that needs to be found out by each one of us, because each trade plan is different. So what's good for me is not good for you, and in order to find out, you have to, make sure that all your signals or your trades in that data set are, lab kind of lab conditions, meaning, they're actually following a very specific, because otherwise, whatever you measure, there's a lot of variation and fluctuations, and you're not sure whether it is, is there's any variation in the signal. But I like it a lot to dive deep into your data. I mean, not specifically your data, Dave, although I like that as well. But I mean, just in general, to find out where's that little edge. And what I've learned is that every little one of these considerations there can hold potentially a little piece of the puzzle, a little edge. And when you add them to each other, you find, okay, so I need to do this at the entry. There are a couple of things that I need to do at the entry, maybe before the entry, maybe
Yeah.
during the entry, and then intra trade, halfway to, or I don't know, there could be something that gives me a little bit edge if I apply this rule, or yeah, if I have this approach, the exit as well. And
Yeah.
in my breakdown, my analysis beforehand, in my buys, all of these, there's with all of these sections, so to speak, there is that possibility of potential edges to be found and to be used. and
Indeed.
and that's how I build. I think everyone does that, right? How we build our edges, by putting little pieces of things we do, and they can be anything, to increase our odds, basically, and our advantage on the market, which is the definition of an edge.
Yep. I want to take these couple of questions here on the live stream. By the way, somebody's who's asking about giveaways. Well, I had it pulled up here, and I'm going to go back to the edge talk, but I want to take the questions. You can bet on the games. Here it is. It's pulled up. The link is in the description. You can go, and if you want a giveaway, well, bet who's going to win. We have a bunch of predictions already. We have Taban who says Brazil 2-1. And then you will be entered into a raffle in order for you to win. You don't have to create an account. Let me just log out. By the way, this is my login. I haven't bet yet in this game. Maybe the chat could tell me, and I'll bet. But you put your name, you put your email, you get registered, and that's it. You predict, and you can win. Now, how you doing, Justin? He's saying the day trade futures program allows overnight. No, that's why we have two programs. We have the day trade and the swing program. The swing program allows you to hold trades overnight. So if you do that, then you you you're able to hold the trades overnight with the swing trading program. But with the let me actually look for it here. The fivers. There we go. If you go, you choose swing trading. You can hold from Monday to Friday, but you have to close because you can't hold over the weekend. By the way, we're one, if not the only futures trading firm. Well, there's actually a couple more, but doing that. So the day trade, you from 25K to 150K, and the swing trade, we have the 25K and the 50K program there. All right. Oh, my trade has been turning negative. Didn't have
Yeah.
time to take profits there, but we'll let it play out. This entry is not going to be a great entry anymore. The
Oh, we
shift,
are
because that was a prediction for if we
crashing here.
were
Not
crashing.
crashing,
So
but
we're going to close the trade,
It's Black Monday.
and we'll look for we'll look for a better entry there. Unfortunately, it didn't tag my take my TP there, but it's fine. We'll find another setup.
All right. Yes, the market is coming down quite hard, which is not surprising. It's the open. The open can be very volatile, and it is what it is. And maybe I can exactly. Thank you for that. Let's take a look. Let's do a little top-down analysis from the open. We are 2 minutes away for the 30 minute after the open. Let's see. We have nothing basically on the weekly, except we had previously a structure or an area that has been already retested. So that's basically no longer fresh, and I'm not interested in it. I do understand there can be some demand effect out of that area, but it's not as relevant as it was before. We created a second bearish weekly within the first one. That tells you a little bit about how the market turned around, because not too long ago we were only seeing green candles on a weekly basis, non-stop, almost non-stop for that little candle there. And now we have two fresh order blocks. One of them is an outside bar, and the other one, is it an outside? It's actually both of no, just one is an outside bar, and we get the reaction that you would normally expect from a bearish order block being retested. And that is that big candle move to the downside. So basically, the weekly has turned around and is favoring lower levels. It's the equity, so you gotta be still whenever the market is, telling you to go short the indices. You gotta think twice, make sure that you are because in the end the market favors on long term going higher. On the daily. So on top of that, what we do have is we do have a breakout structure on the daily. You can see that's the established uptrend that has now been broken, has been for some time already, but there was no fresh structure to go short that area, that quasi. So that means that I personally I couldn't go short here, although there were some signs that it would be a great area. What are the signs that I'm talking about? It is the level. Let's see. You can see it here on the daily, but it was on the 4 hour. How we respected that level quite nicely before, and the second time around we had the first time actually we had a quasi reversal pattern, and we had this is the reversal basically. Let me adjust that a little bit. This is the
Um,
actual
I
level. Go ahead.
entered on the retest on MNQ short. I had a bad entry. I didn't enter where I wanted, but it gave me a small retest, so I entered on the retest for profit target 290s.
Would you
So
like?
let's
Shall we put your screen so we?
no. I need
Oh,
to
Nope.
focus
sorry.
Okay. Let me. Oh,
because I'm in two
Too late.
trades right now, so I have a lot of pressure.
All right, no problem. Take it easy. Thank you for sharing that with us, Alejandra. So kind of you. I'm sure our viewers are very appreciative because that's what they want to see, right? They want to at least not see in this case, but they want to hear, they want to know where we are. Are we perhaps favoring a long or not? Coming back to the breakdown of what I was talking about, we had a structure on we had a daily quasi and a 4 hourly that indicated these levels to be the area to be shorting, right? So, and why am I talking about this before we go into the intraday charts? Thing is, we have reached the level below us, right? So the level on the daily time frame, that makes sense. This is the target, but depending on how the market conditions are, it will or will not reach the end of that reversal pattern. So that's if considering that, you should be looking for uh, indication whether or not we have already started reversing back, and if not, then we should be considering we are either going to this level, the ultimate level below us, which is all the way to 28,500 and something, or we have another chance which is based on another reversal pattern which is just below the levels we had from Friday last. So those are the levels that and those are the considerations. So, and if we go to follow up on that question, are we having that reversal or not? At least on the H4, it's not happening. So that tells us, right? Maybe it will happen today. Maybe we'll start seeing, structures being created that indicate we'll be going higher, but that's not happening right now. And our best bet is to go with what we see. And so far, at least on the H4, even though we did react on a level that was supposed to turn things around, why do I say that? That's a quasi long entry area. Despite we having that reaction on a level that makes a lot of sense, the market, what we did afterwards, from this point on, has not been at all a market that has turned around. What we see is that we have failed to take out this swing high. We failed to create bullish structures. Instead, we're still creating bearish structures. And not only that, we're actually respecting them. So it tells me that the H4 is not turning around. If it's not turning around and we are still in that bigger reversal area, then there's no other way, right? Price can either go up or down. I mean, it can go sideways in between, but eventually go either up or down. If it's not going up, it's likely to be going down. Very simple. I mean, no rocket science here. So that tells me that, for one, I can't look for a long here, at least myself. And, what else is there? On the H4, there
So
isn't anything. Go ahead.
no, I was going to ask you, Victor, because since we're talking about time frames and stuff like that, and you're
Mhm.
looking at the H4 to determine your trade. Um, when you're approaching a trade, you're usually looking for something short term, like something you can hold for a few minutes or hours, and then eventually maybe that might turn into a longer term hold. Or are you usually approaching the trade you already knowing that okay, this is gonna be something that I'm gonna hold longer term?
That's been actually a breakthrough in my trading. That very
Okay,
question, the question, what am I looking for in the trade? What do I expect from the trade? And
yeah,
understanding, at least for myself, when do I need that H4, right? On the main strategy, I use it for my day trade. So that means that I'm able to trade a trade, a couple of minutes up to the whole day.
okay,
And but just the fact that it has an H4 basis doesn't mean I need to hold it necessarily the whole day. But at least I want to be in that direction, because if I'm wrong, I know that if I'm on a microstructure, I'm wrong or I'm off on my reading, or the market changes simply on me. I know I have the H4 basically protecting me, because eventually that will kick in. That effect on the H4 will kick in. So let's say I
got
have
it.
you got my point, right? So let's say you have a fresh order block H4, and I mean, let's see this one right here. You have an H4 here, and let's say I got a trade on a lower time frame right there, something aligned with that H4. By doing that, I may get stop out because typically my stops are very tight. But a lot of the time, even if my structure doesn't hold, many times a new one will come into existence that will hold, and that's not
Mhm.
coincidence. It's because of the higher time frames. Eventually, they will start creating those reversal patterns, and I'm already in the trade. So
Yeah.
to answer your question, when I the trades that I start with in H4 as a basis, they are they can be even scalps, but they go on at most the rest of the day. And in
Okay.
order for me to hold the trades much longer, I need to have something of a bigger time frame. So that would mean a daily. The daily needs to tell me that there is a trade for me to hold it. But the way that I use it, so I start from the H4, and then I go, top down. And if I get
Hmm.
a trade on the lower time frame, let's say in the 5 minute, I can take that. But if I started on the H4 and the daily also has a signal in the same direction, then I can use that same signal on the 5 minute for all of my trades, all of the setup basically. So on the lower time frames, the hourlies, as well as on the
I'm
daily.
taking one
And
off here on my MNQ short. Sorry, guys. I'm just
go
talking out
ahead.
loud. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's
reducing my
great.
risk. My risk is into profit already. Um, what did I do here? I,
we we
no,
we are
it's
one big family, one big family. Unbiased trader in the comment is making some very funny uh, comments. Thank you for being active in the chat. Unbiased trader, great guy. Says I'm not abandoning. We're one big family, sharing the love for trading in all these shapes and forms it comes. But
Indeed.
thank you for watching. Go ahead, Alejandra.
yeah. So remember how I told you guys I was short on gold? I was right on my trade. I ended up messing up and I went long a little too early. I was right. I was right on the original short because right now it looks like it's going to come pick up some liquidity before it holds to go long. So I'm currently down on gold longs, but I'm going to hold it. I actually gave the profits back on the other account. It's funny how the brain works, right? I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a short on gold here on a scalp, and then I'm like, oh no, it's holding. I'm gonna, never mind. And it's like, this is why it's so important to have your edge and to connect with your intuition, so you can trust your plan and stick with your plan. So I don't really like taking two trades at the same time, especially like when I'm on live stream because it's obviously a lot of pressure. But yeah, my gold long is not looking good right now. I'm really aiming for it to hold this level. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to cut this one as well.
You're saying this level. We don't have
Yeah, we want
visuals.
to see. We want
Would
to
you
see
like
your
you
screen.
to? Would you
Sure,
like
you can
to?
share. It's fine.
Okay,
All
let me
right,
go
let
ahead.
me share. Oh,
No problem.
by the way, what's up, Tay Keith? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Unbiased trader. We're trying to steal Victor, but he only comes by once every 2 weeks. So we'll see. We'll see what we can work out because we know the future side is the best side.
So I'm shorting the market on the left side here. I took profit. I trimmed one, so I'm holding two. Currently up on this trade, which is pretty much counterbalancing my gold short, which I'm kind of annoyed about. Um, I I needed to hold 40/20 on gold. Otherwise, like I just my account just cannot afford to be down more than 1,000. This is counteracting it here on my MNQ short. So I have my limits here to get out of the trade, but I'm kind of sweating monkey balls over here on gold.
Monkey
And
balls.
yeah,
Alejandra
I'm really
always has
annoyed
these
because I had the
specific
short.
terms.
It's like I had the short, But man,
Well, that's that psychology here, you know.
yeah. No, I had the short from here, and I'm like, okay, I want to take profits at the previous lows here on gold, and it's like it did everything that I wanted to do. I would have funded the account, but I gave all the profits back, unfortunately. I'm only down 100 for that account, but still. So I
Yeah,
need,
not
I
easy, not easy to be trading live. That's
Uh,
what happened here. I was looking at my ES trade. I'm like, I should probably take some off. And then we went to look at the what's it called, the prediction markets. By the time I got back, accounts in the red. My short is not worthy at all anymore. But hey, it's part of it. We signed up for
yeah,
this.
the like it's so close to getting me out of the trade. I think this might counteract it, so I don't think it will stop me out for the day because it's counteracting it. So technically, I'm down like $200, but
But wait, you're holding your gold long?
yeah, like an idiot. Mm-hmm.
Why are you holding the gold long if
Because I'm
it's
not about to take a loss. It's gonna hold this level, and if it doesn't, I will get out. But if yeah.
once great? I'll tell you what the same thing once a trader told me. He was like, "Dude, do you want to be right or do you want to make money?" Anyways, I'll stop there.
no, but I think the question is where's your invalidation level? Because
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
that invalidation level has been reached yet. If you have a pre-entry invalidation level and hasn't been hit yet, I can see justification to hold it a little bit longer. But
Yeah,
is there?
I'm not gonna risk more than 1,000. So like I said, if it goes below 4017, then obviously I'm gonna get out. But it should hold this level. So that's all I'm looking for. Because you see how there's liquidity here, demand here, support here. So I'm just watching this area very closely as this is going my way. This was a great trade. This could have been a great short too. I could have just left the short and been okay, but I got a little faked out. My psychology got a little messed up with this little push here. What I should have done was I should have closed it right away as soon as it broke this little uptrend. So I just needed to hold. I need to start seeing higher lows for me to feel a little better. But my left side is doing okay. So
Very
um,
nice
All
move,
right.
by the way, on that Nasdaq,
yeah, thank
Alejandra. Would you say the way that you handle gold is, according to how you're supposed to handle your trades? Do you think this is a deviation from your plan? Because that
you.
tells us a little bit, whether or not we as your fellow traders should, encourage you to close that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
best
guess
for
I
me.
was a little bit more blunt.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
I mean, I don't wanna, I don't want. Maybe that's part of your plan. I don't know. So,
no, it's better for
but
me to just do what I need to do. It's okay.
then Alejandra, close it now. No, I'm just kidding.
Testing, it's
Speaking of,
testing.
yeah,
But yeah, can you switch screens so I can focus?
Yeah, 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 yeah. We will, no problem. Let's
you can go
switch
back to
to the
my
tape
screen.
or
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
show. Yeah, I was gonna show something. Unfortunately, it happened faster than I thought. So you guys remember I was going long the ES because it looks stronger than the Nasdaq, and then the ES trade got invalidated. So I started scaling in once we broke this level here, and as we pushed lower, I added to my contracts. As you guys know, I have the payroll and the
The bonus.
bonus, so I took off my payroll right there, and now we're just waiting to find out will we get that extra bonus or not. I mean, it's a pretty good bonus. We already made a decent amount. I mean, first profit target was 170 points. Now, I mean, sorry, 150 points. Around here, we were about 170 points. So right now, I'm kind of being greedy, honestly. What we'll do is Yeah, I think we're probably going to get a strong bounce here. But just to be
Think so?
principled, I mean, we could get a bounce. I would probably get stopped out before it reverses. We'll see because
It
it's a
hasn't
pretty
taken out
significant.
the previous lows yet, so we might get a little bounce to go lower, but I left one running. I think it's about to stop me out in profit.
Yeah, when I say bounce, like bounce that would hit my stop loss. So because we've dropped 554 points, this is pretty considerable in on the Nasdaq. Second of all, we are right in what I considered. You could see my yellow box here. What I consider to be support. So me not getting out completely in this area is honestly being greedy after the asset has dropped 500 points. A bounce to these 500 levels would be expected. So I think I'm just gonna collect my bonus here. I'm gonna close the trade, and then yeah, I'll be done for the day on this account at least. So we're
It looks
closing
like
the
gold is
trade.
holding the
Just gonna
level.
Actually,
X
I think
out,
it's
no
a good call.
TPs.
I think it's a good call, Dave, because from the high of today, the market has already done 566 points, and
Yeah,
for only being what open for 45 minutes, that's a good chunk. If a lot of the
that
times the market
is
will slow down, retrace some of that move, and then continue later, and I don't know, maybe there's a driver for continuations straight on, but I mean, I like being conservative and just taking profits now and looking for another. I mean, if it still is a short, when it gets to halfway the whatever move it did now, there's always another chance to short it later at a better level.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think overall, this if it hadn't tapped into this box here, this area, which is a pretty wide area here, I probably would have held. But since it's here and it's reached an area where when I was calm, when I wasn't in a trade, when I was thinking straight, I determined that this would be an area we could bounce from. We tapped into there. We tapped my first TP. So it's a wrap. We made a decent amount of profits. We recovered the loss. Overall, that is a what about 3.5 hour trade. So we're good.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, if you just can do that more often than not and losing just the 1 hour on the losing days, you are, you know, doing great.
That's what we try to do.
Gold is
Alejandra
holding the
is
level that I wanted, and then I'm flat on M&Q. I took profits.
Nice.
good. Good for you, Alejandra. I'm
Uh,
looking at NQ, and the market isn't giving me indications yet what it wants to do. Maybe I should thank you. Thank you for that. What I would, if I look from the higher time frames, right? We are, yes, we are in a bullish order block on the daily. So I'm looking for reasons. I would be looking for reasons to go long, especially as that happened after we had a another fresh reaction on that daily. So but when we go to the lower time frames, there isn't anything, right? I mentioned that before. There isn't anything. There isn't a reason for me to go long here the way that I typically go. There is however, a level that we are currently in that was a demand zone before, and it has held ever since. Meaning, you can see it here. We had a left shoulder, a head, and a neckline that was taken out, and price came in multiple times that same level. That's where we are now. So it is a demand zone, and it is a quasi, but I'm missing that H4 link. That's why I'm not looking for that long right here. But I mean, I can understand totally. Either you are in a short, what you did, Dave. That's why I said this is a good place to, I reaffirm what you said, that it is a good place. I agree with you, because this level, we could see actually the last swing around the swing point. We already had another indication there, it's not fresh, but another indication that this level we could have some kind of reaction, a bullish reaction that is. And actually it's also happening right now. So but I don't have a reason. If you go to the H4, I don't have a reason to go long here. At least it's not a strong reason to do so. I mean, I can take scalps. If I were scalping here, which I don't do when I'm streaming, but if I were to do that, I would, go long from here, looking for a reaction and then go long because we can expect it based on the just what I mentioned before. So if I'm not going long, where would I be going? And the same thing I was saying before, if the market isn't going higher, actually it was with gold, but it also holds true for NQ. If the market is not reacting to this daily order block, if it's not getting bullish structures while it is within it, then it's likely it means that we're not going to reverse. You can't have it both ways. You either we are going to reverse and you will have the price action for it, or we're not having it and we're not going to reverse, right? So far, I don't see the reversal. It could happen, but it's not there yet. And until then, I'm not going to be going, sticking my neck out to go long when, market isn't telling me that yet. I might be decapitated, don't want to do that.
Decapitated. I like that.
So what we are left with is there isn't anything on the short side on the H4 either, but we have the opening range, and that could be something. Who knows that could come into play? Let me indicate that. So you have the opening range. Let's go to the 5-minute, to the 15-minute. That's the 50-minute opening range, and we could be coming back a little bit, maybe not right away, but later on, maybe an hour or so from now, come back to something close to this level. And that would be something that makes sense to me, although it's not from the H4, so it wouldn't be on my main strategy, but I can see myself taking that short because it goes with the direction of the opening range. It goes with everything else that we have been talking about, as long as the hourly does not switch bullish. As long as that's the case, then I can see myself taking that short from, I don't know, maybe around 29,500 to that continuation later on for perhaps the retest of that same low we just created, and a little bit of a continuation perhaps as we are breaking down, because it seems that's what the market wants, right? I guess with Trump, Iran and the U.S. Having a little bit of a peace deal on one side and shooting each other on the other side at the same time. It's kind
I
of
like
funny.
how you put it. I like how you put it.
And maybe that shakes the market a little bit, and that's what we need for this continuation to take and break and go to lower levels, which is okay actually, because this is the level on the H4, and more precisely on the H1 hasn't been hit yet. That's the level I think we could get into, and if we get there, a reversal that could be later today, that could be tomorrow. I'm really looking for see if we can get a reaction or not from this level. But I'm not too eager to get into that trade. And if we do, we could see price going back to retest everything, especially if it doesn't break that daily structure from today, right? If it goes down, maybe today or tomorrow, and it just squeezes down, gets to that level, and then come back quickly, and I get an entry there, that's a very, very comfortable position, because I can sit on that position like a chicken on its eggs and just wait for it to hatch as the market goes in my direction, because that's likely where it's gonna it's like the holding a water, not a water, a ball underwater. You let it go, it will not go back down. I mean, it's going to go the opposite direction, and we'll have to see if that's actually what's going to happen. But
Gold is
go
holding
ahead.
nicely at the level I wanted. I'm so annoyed I didn't wait for that level. I would be so proud of myself.
Well,
I hope I
it's
hope we didn't make you deviate from your plan.
No, 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 no. It was totally me. I got faked out on this push pre-market, or not pre-market, but
I'm pulling up your screen right now so you could show it, and then I want to show something that confirms what Victor was talking about.
yeah. So at yeah, I wasn't patient enough to wait. I thought it was gonna hold this level. As soon as it broke this, I should have closed it and waited to enter because I wanted this level. This is the level that I was looking for. And so when I started taking my short, I because I saw this, I got scared. I got out of my short and I entered long, which is why I have that entry there. So this is good. This is doing fine. I'm probably going to reduce risk and sell one at this level. Then I have these three other levels I'll be managing. On the other account, because I had lost what I had made, I'm almost back to breaking even. So I'm aiming for 40.57 on this account. So I think I'm going to, because this is the entry that I wanted, I'm going to move my risk into profit. So I don't have to look at this account and I can just focus on this one.
All
How do
right,
you handle
nice.
that, Alejandra? The multiple accounts, multiple entries, and where do you put your focus? You how do you decide where who earns your, I mean, not who, but which earns your attention?
Yeah, great question. This is a funded account. So the psychology is a little bit different on a funded than an eval. This one is an eval. So I don't really care too much about the eval. But if it doesn't go my way, there's no risk. I'll still make profit. This one, if it doesn't go my way, I'm gonna have to think more clearly whether do I want to cut it? Do I want to close it? Do I want to hold it? I need to put my 100% focus on this one so I can manage it. And then I have other charts that I'm looking on the right side here. So I'm paying attention to this one primarily since it's the funded one. Or like if it's I usually don't trade two accounts at the same time, to be honest. I just can't do it so
I was gonna
emotionally.
say to you, yes, because previously you said, actually you didn't need to say it, but we can see that, the stress of trading
Yeah, 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 for
while
sure.
streaming,
Yeah.
and so that's already complicating or increasing the level of complexity and stress on, and trading has enough plenty to go around in that regard.
Exactly.
Trading, doing it on stream is, is an extra level, and you're doing multiple trades. Uh, you know, I was just about to take my hat off.
Thank you.
But yeah, trading multiple accounts is not easy off stream and with
Do,
multiple
do not recommend
positions,
it.
etc. Which it's doable, but you have to have pre-established plans already. It's kind of hard to be making decisions on the fly. But and when you're adding trading, and you never want to look bad on camera, etc. So it's not easy. That's why, based on my data, I've decided from when I'm live, I'm just not going to trade the other accounts. I've made peace with not with missing trades, live, because for every one trade that I miss, I'll take three that'll mess me up. So hats off to you, Alejandro, for doing both.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
Christian saying Ale is an amazing trader. Of course she is. That's why she's here.
woohoo.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. In it's great if you can take the heat of the kitchen, but if it's beyond your levels, it's just better to just get out of the kitchen. And
yeah.
I think it's wise. I mean, the goal isn't to be in the kitchen. It's to take something that you can handle. I'm talking about kitchen too many times here, but you get the point. It's not about putting yourself, deliberately under pressure, but you got to know your limits, and I think that's what's important. And as long as you know your limits, it's great. I mean, I've done multiple trade on the stream, and I know it costs me on my psychology. I'm not as, it's weird. So if I do
Yeah.
trading on while I'm streaming, it better be something on a little bit of a higher time frame. It better be something that I'm completely, I know it's a strategy that I know exactly inside out what I'm supposed to do, how often I'm supposed to look at the chart, and I can. It needs to be something a little bit that I don't need to babysit, because if I do, like on my scalps, I need to babysit them, and I know I'm not good at dividing my attention. I have we
Yeah.
have to I have to be honest with myself. That's not something I do well, so I shouldn't do it. If I do it, it will push me in the wrong way, and I will it will push my buttons, and
Yep.
I know that's not where I need to be. I don't want no buttons to be pushed.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. You have to find out. Everybody has to find out what works for them, and I totally agree. That's why I did that analysis, and now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fix this. By the way, remember, guys, when I was in the short, we shorted a little higher, added. We're seeing multiple executions here, but because they show up for all the accounts. But as we got here, I thought I had taken my profit higher, by the way. So took one out here around what is it, 29,345. Then we tapped into this level, and it was a gut feeling from trading the Nasdaq so much. But I'm going to show you guys why I decided to exit here and not hold for a continuation lower. It's exactly because of what's happening here, and it was based on how much of a range we had this morning. So for the ones who watch the stream, you guys know I like to trade the opening range. I have this little opening range indicator built, and it showed me that okay, the opening range was these two blue lines. Well, what I like to do is measure one or two standard deviations from the opening range to take my profits. And if we move this here, look at how we reverse from exactly the same width of the opening range, which was about, I think, over 200 points. Let's see. Let me put it here. Yeah, 238 points. So this is a very good example of when not to be greedy. We dropped over 500 points. Well, guess what? It's expected for you to eventually reverse. And that purple line you see here tells me that this was the Asia low, I think.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah,
had
it
my
was the
profit
Asia
targets at
low.
those levels, and I didn't want to be greedy either.
Exactly. It was so a lot of things lining up. Number one, we had an opening range of over 238 points. We did one standard deviation down. The Nasdaq, an asset that has an 80 ADR or ATR, average daily range or average true range of about 350 points, was down 500 points. That tells you that hey, somebody's going to be taking profits. So a very good example today of when not to be greedy. So we have the range telling us we might reverse from there. We are hitting a specific key level, the Asia low. um, uh, Victor just showed his analysis based on the H4 and showing you that okay, he wouldn't necessarily go long here, but he validated the fact that we might be getting out. So it's a good case of do you want to be right or do you want to make money? So if you want to make money, you accept that, hey, guys, we've reached a critical level, we've reached a key level. Let's get out. We're over 3R in profit. Yeah, we could probably one day, once in a blue moon, make 10x that. But today, it doesn't make sense. So I just wanted to touch on that. And look at how strong we've been recovering here, right? This is a 5 minute chart, and we've just been printing green and increasing the displacement. So I'm very happy with my exit, and just wanted to touch on that.
There's one thing before I go. Yes, that time has come as well. Let me
What?
switch to my screen with your
What?
permission, Dave, Alejandra. The we talked about that's the opening range exactly, and we came back. I said I would be able to start looking for a short all from 29,500. But what I'm interested now is we had a quasi. We had a one. It's a 1 minute, but still, it's something we can start building our case with. We had an entry order block that completely, and actually I encircled it when it happened. We completely negated it. We completely ignored it as we came down. Not only that, you can see how on these 1 minute candles, how we acknowledge basically the break of that structure. That's in spite of having not in spite in not having, in the absence of having anything else, I see this level as a good level to start looking for a short. I could see myself waiting for a reversal pattern or something that convinces me to take a short from here, and then targeting the levels that we just indicated before. Either take some trades off at this level and letting something run, or just take everything off at this level again. Maybe even this, if I want to be conservative, and the short could be something that is related to this level. Why? Because the market has responded to it very nicely there and there as well. And if we look at the it's the also the invalidation of other time frames, other structures on a different time frame. So I think it's something I would be looking into. Not going short yet, but I will definitely be looking for a short if it keeps on building the case for that short for me. I mean, if it just goes through it like nothing, then obviously I'm not doing anything. But if it keeps on, let's say it goes up and it squeezes but comes back quickly, and then does something like this, double top, then break down, something like that. You can already see my quasi there coming along, and it's not to ring the bells of Notre Dame, but to take this short. All right, that's all for my part. I would like to thank both of you. It's a pleasure, as always, Alejandra, to stream with you. I enjoy your company. Don't get jealous, Dave. I enjoy your company as well.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I was here first, so
You're like, what about
but I get it.
All right. Thank you for
Thank
having me,
you.
Dave. As always, we're just pulling. I'm just pulling your leg here, and that's it. I mean, thank you all for watching. I'm keep on watching these two. I mean, how is it like
There we
that?
go. That's it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Because I see a lot of potential to learn for those who are watching, and you want to learn a couple of things. There's I wish I had. I always say this. I wish I had people like you guys to look for or look up to when I was learning to trade, because I think there's a lot of lessons to be that can be learned by observation. Right? You don't have to make all the mistakes yourself. You can watch others talk about their mistakes and tell you what they learned from them, and then avoid a couple of your mistakes in the process. That is in itself already a profitable trade, I would say. All right, that's it.
Indeed.
Thank you. Take care, and thank you. For those who are interested, there is a Discord session very soon on the Discord community, but that's after this stream. Take care, and see you guys next
Bye.
time.
Take
Bye bye.
care, Victor. I'll
Thanks for
see you next
joining us.
time. It's as usual. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
All right. Take care.
Christian is over there hyping me up.
That's what
Thanks.
I was about to say. Christian, she's amazing. She's amazing. That's why she's here. We're gonna give her balloons. We're gonna give her fireworks.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Of course, of course,
I
of
just need
course.
gold to hold this, and then I will be more amazing.
We're gonna take a look. We're gonna go back to gold in just a second, but I want to take a look at what's happening right now because I think this is a very very good scenario. It's something I want to touch on. So, what will happen many times is that we've taken a great trade for the day. We've made some profit, right? So
Yep.
I took a loss, took the short, recovered the loss, and I am in profit. So net profit is about $593 for the day, right? Okay.
Okay.
So what will happen with many traders, and it has happened to me in the past, and this rarely, but still does happen there, is we'll get confident and greedy and whatever, and we'll want to make more, right? Because we're reading the market right and we want to keep making profits. So I'm going to touch on two aspects here. I'm going to touch on the psychological part and I'm going to touch on the technical part. Let's touch on the psychology first. We are green, we are profitable, we've done good trading for the day. It's 10:41 a.m. We've made almost 600 bucks on the day. Let's put things into perspective for the great majority of traders. I'm not talking about the millionaire traders, the gurus, the whatever, or people who are printing six figures every day. I'm talking about, or every month. I'm talking about the great majority of traders. If you made 600 bucks in a day, you've made the salary of 3 days of the average American worker, right? Which is probably the highest paid worker around the world. So you need to ask yourself, do I need to make more profit or not? Right? Because in less than an hour, you've made 3 days worth of a salary. That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Yes, we're not here to just make 600 bucks in a day. We want to add maybe one or two zeros to that eventually. That's perfectly fine, but we need to live in the present. The second, so you understand that you've made decent and good money. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if I were to take a trade and lose, how much am I willing to risk? Am I going to risk a quarter of that, half of that, whatever? And if I lose, how is that going to affect me? Lastly, why do I want to make more? Like, do I want to be right? Do I like what is the psychological reason where you feel to you need to make more? Because if you were in a regular job, you made your day's salary, there's no way for you to generate more profit. And that's the battle we have in trading, because there's always a possibility to generate more. So whatever you decide, you need to be comfortable with it, because it's going to determine how the rest of your day goes. Does it go from a positive 600 plus day, or do you erase that 600 and lose an extra 600? Right? So first you need to think about the psychology. Then once you've made peace with it, that you're either going to close the charts and you're done trading because you've had a pretty good trading day, that's fine. If you're going to continue trading, how much are you okay with losing? Because guess what? Your next trade could be a loser, and you need to be okay with that. I always repeat to myself, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? Right? And sometimes I want to be right. So I'll say, hey, I'm going to risk a part of it, half of it, a quarter of it, a third of it, whatever. And then you take the next trade. And then the next trade needs to be sensible, which brings me to the charts, right? What has happened here? We've had a 500-point down move. All right. We've recovered to about 50% of that move. Well, guess what? We are right now in no man's land. We are right in the middle. Why? Because this could be an area where we are able to reload and go short again and go test the lower levels, right? But it could also be an area where the market goes down. Oh, sorry. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, it could be an area where the market goes down, like it's doing now, and it gets rebought in that previous pocket and continues higher. And this becomes a V-shaped recovery for us to print higher prices. So you need to be conscious of, okay, if I'm going to take a trade, which side am I going to play? Am I going to play the short side? Am I going to play the long side? If me personally, if I were to play the short side, just because I don't want to fight the trend, I would need to see this go down, retest, and then go short, form another equal high or a higher, I mean, a lower high in order for me to go short, because that's what I would be comfortable with. Why? Because I want to keep these profits. Um, so all these questions you need to ask yourself, and and write them down or do whatever you have to do before you take the next trade. Otherwise, what's going to be happening is you're going to be deciding on the fly. And that's where overtrading starts. Why? Because you didn't have that plan beforehand and you're making your decisions based on the status of your account after you're in the trade, which is not the time where you want to be taking those types of decisions. When you're in the trade, you just want to be deciding, okay, am I managing this right? Should I be adding there? Am I, what's going on? What is going on logically? And you're not looking at your P&L. You're just looking at the price action, reading it there. I see Christian making a lot of great comments. I want to take them there. We let her know she's amazing, so she got it there. You should fall again in equity. Most people don't know the quality of the setup and the chase of price action and get addicted to seeing a plus and get upset when they see a minus. Yes. Am I being greedy is a very good question to ask yourself. And I agree with what you're saying here, Christian. People are not thinking about the quality of the setup and they're just chasing price action. Indeed. Right now, we need to think. We've had a 500-point move. We moved lower. Then we did a nice recovery for 50%. The logical thing that's going to happen next, for me, the highest probability of price action that's going to happen next is consolidation. We had a huge down move. We had a huge up move. So next thing to me is going to be consolidation. It's going to be sideways price action. Why? Because people are going to accumulate, either to go short or to go long, but we're going to be undecided for a while before we pick a direction. That might take 30 minutes, that might take an hour, that might take 2 hours, it might take the whole day. But based on my observation of the market recently, after significant moves like that, we get consolidation and then we get the move. So if you're going to continue to trade, I suggest you be patient. Anyways, I've been blabbering a lot, but I really wanted to touch on that because that is a common scenario and we fall into that trap a lot. We make a huge profit and then we're like, man, I could double that, I could triple that, I could whatever. When we're only looking at the P&L, we're not thinking overall, is this a quality setup? The next one that's coming up. If I lose, because losing is part of trading. In my case, I'm kind of a 50-50 trader. The best statistic I've ever had, the win rate was 64%. So I'm always 50-50. It's because I have decent risk reward that my trading can be overall profitable. So for me, it's always a toss of a coin. So anyways, I've been blabbering a lot, but I really wanted to touch on that.
I just want to tap on that a little bit. Trading has helped me become a better decision maker, not just in the market to take that trade or to manage the trade, but also in real life. So, with family, with friends, with relationships, like I used to react and respond quickly, impulsively, and then I would like before I wouldn't care how it would impact the other person. But then I started thinking, how would I like to be treated? How would I like to be respected? And when you are in a trade, you are literally in your head, like by yourself, thinking of whether to get out, whether to add, whether to, um, you know, trim. Where is your profit target? Where is your exit? What is you're literally in control of how you're thinking. So trading, in my opinion, has just been like a game changer for me, just because not just because of the money, but because of who I am becoming. And I heard a really great quote. I don't know if it was Jim Rohn. I can't remember who it was. But he said, where you want to be in life is not about the decisions. It's not just about the decisions you're making. It's about who you're becoming. because of the
Mhm.
decisions you're making. So I would suggest to not only take a look at, how you're managing your trade, but also what thoughts are going through your mind on a daily basis and per trade basis, and start journaling those things. Like, for example, being impatient and not waiting for the entry and the level that I wanted for gold has made me have this anxiety of like, oh my gosh, I'm negative, I have a bad entry, I'm live, everybody's watching me, to, being able to be patient and manage my trade and just like trusting the plan. And my decision making skills have improved just by becoming a trader. So, I would just say, since we're almost running out of time, because I know we have some other promos that we need to talk about.
Oh,
I
you're
would
good. You're that's gold. So we need to talk about what you're saying.
I would say, you know, take a look at yourself, where you're at right now, and then ask yourself, like, where do you want to be in a year from now, and what do you have to do to become that person? And literally, like, if you can apply those characteristics, those actions, that behavior, and those habits, you are going to be the trader that you envision to be. And for me, the person that I look up to the most is the short bear. He's just unbelievably, like, insanely talented, and he's only like 24. I don't know how old he is now, but maybe he's 26 now. But he, I want to be the short girl, the shorting
You're
queen.
already you're already the short queen. So
I know, I just want to get to his level. Like, I want to. So once he was in an airplane, and I remember he was getting interviewed, or like they were doing like a blog, or like a podcast, or I forget what they were doing, but I think it was Tim Sykes who asked him, like, oh, like, how did you do today? He's like, oh, I just closed 1 million. And he's like, how? We're in an airplane. He's like, yeah, I had my limits, and, I had my order set. And it's like, how can you just close 1 million while you're in air in one trade? Like, that's insane. And so I want to get to that level. I want to get to being like, oh yeah, no big deal. I just closed 1 million, like, while I'm up in the clouds. So I
yep,
just
yep,
think
yep.
he's very impressive, and yeah, when I get to that level, I will definitely be donating to like charities, or like starting my own nonprofit, or whatever it is. So
Yep, I like it. I like it. I like it. At one point it becomes, well, even you already now. It just becomes numbers on a screen, right?
mhm.
And
And candles.
that I think, yeah, and candles. And I think that's definitely where he's at. And even though we're not here, at least in terms of numbers, even if you subtract a couple zeros, that you're already doing it. You're already saying, "Oh, I just closed 1,000, or I just closed 10,000, whatever it is." I think it's just you're already there, at least structurally.
Yeah,
So, you know.
yeah.
So yep, and look at how we're recovering here. That's why I was like, well, you need to consider that this might just be a pullback and a continuation higher because of the strength of the move. Do you really want to be shorting here? What do you need to see to be shorting? If you were short here, and if you entered that short, well, guess what? You're giving away profits. So if you had a plan, then maybe it's worth it for you. If you didn't have a plan, now you're thinking, man, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Oh man, I shouldn't have taken that trade. I'm giving back profits, etc., etc. By the way, the ghost of Victor is here. I'm trying to remove him from the screen, but I can't. I'm not sure why. Let me try again. It's not working. Well, we'll keep the ghost of Victor on the scene. But Christian, thank you for all the comments, and I want to touch here Colin saying, thank you. You nailed that. My problem exactly. Overtrading. Yeah, overtrading is something I can be a very impulsive person. Impulsive in the sense that I like taking risks in general, in life, in trading, and whatever. And overtrading has been a struggle, and sometimes I fall back into it. But I find that just having a plan beforehand and following through really helps out. So yeah, very very good points here. And yeah, the short bear is very amazing. He's very young, very smart guy. He's also those one of a kind traders. We have those, if when you do a statistical analysis, you kind of have the bell curve, and then you have the people that go on the edge that are like exceptions. I think he's one of those
Mhm.
exceptional guys, exceptional traders. Where in sports you have those Michael Jordans, those LeBrons, or
Mhm.
whatever. And I think in trading, it's the same. There are people who are just very, very good, who were kind of made for this and are on a level that is hard to reach, even if you do your best. So it's good to have these people because they can show you what's possible, right?
Mhm.
I could shoot basketballs 24/7 all day long. I would never be even close to the worst basketball player in the NBA. But I think in trading we can definitely do great things.
Gold is holding really nicely. I am really disappointed that I had a bad entry, but I'm not gonna get upset.
Don't get upset. Don't get upset. Awesome decision. I mean, both Victor and I were harping on you to close your trade, but guess what? You're slowly recovering here. The market is looking
Yeah,
stronger. So props to you
thank
on holding firm, setting your foot down, and saying no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold the trade. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I wouldn't have done that, and
you.
that's no. It shows you
I
that.
usually wouldn't do that either, trust me. It was too big of a cut, and my risk was 1,000. It was either because I was up 1,000 on the other trade. That's the only reason why I was holding $1,000 drawdown. I would never. My drawdown I'll let to watch a Microsoft short. Thank you, Christian. Um, my drawdown is usually between 300 to 500, especially on a prop firm funded account. So,
Yeah.
yeah, my heart rate was pumping. Good thing I wasn't wearing my watch. It would have alerted me.
Nice. But no, great hold there. Hopefully, we get that recovery and continuation higher.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there you just journal and decide. Okay, next time this happens, what do I do? Do I just wait for it? Whatever. So yeah, I think for me, it's come down to more and more. I'm okay with missing out on trades, just because I know a next trade just as good, if not better, is going to come the next day or whenever. So over time, you get more comfortable with it. But you're doing great. You're doing great. Christian says so, so it is true, and I'm witnessing it here. And
Christian is the
what
hype man.
is your hype man? I like it. I'm gonna have to try to find a hype man or girl also in the chat. I know Justin. Justin calls me Boxy. He helps me out. So yeah, and then Colin's been hyping me up today. Take Heath does sometimes. So awesome. We had Amin in the house. Good to see you. Anyways, guys, I want to give you a last reminder before I sign out. The link is in the description. You can go bet on the game. As a matter of fact, let's do it live. Let's go. Let's sign in. Wait, I'm gonna sign in off stream. This way
If you
nobody sees
you get
my.
you can win a free eval, right?
If you
If you
yeah.
win a prediction.
So you need to predict correctly, and then if you do, there's a raffle, and then you can win an account. Yeah. All right. So here it is. I'm logged in. What is it, guys? I'm a Brazil fan. So is it going to be Brazil or Japan? Who's going to win? What do you say, Alejandra?
Brazil.
Okay. What is it going to be? 2-1, 3-1? I think it's going to be to one. So I'm going to give Japan one goal. And then Brazil, I would say at least 3-1.
Yeah. The game, the World Cup, Christian.
You predict the game. I just added the link again in the description. You predict the game, and if you win, you could win an account. So, all right, we say Brazil 3-1. Submit the prediction. Now we wait. So you can edit until close time. So until they close this, you could, if you change your mind, you can do it. I think it stays. Yeah, you have 4 hours to make your decision. Christian saying 4-1 Brazil. We'll see. I mean, saying they play really good. I know Japan's team is pretty good, but yeah, you guys can go ahead, go predict. Let me see the leaderboard. We've had some people who've been predicting great games here. Where is it? Trading World Championship. Oh, it's still loading. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's the Trading World Championship champion. Anyways, we'll leave that there. Let's take a final look at the market. We're recovering nicely, but on that note, we're going to leave you guys. It's been a great one today. I think a lot of great lessons, a lot of great trading, and we'll be back tomorrow with another one, guys. Alejandra, take care.
Thank you. Have fun wherever you're at and be safe.
Thank you. I'm being safe and trying to have fun. And I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right. Take
guys.
care. Bye.